oh, I don't have the money for it. And that's just the end all be all. Like, oh, I don't have the money. I guess I can't take advantage of this opportunity. And so that's the end of that. I'm just gonna wait until I have the money. Really rich people believe that money is like the ocean. Like there's more money than anyone knows what to do with. And so if you need some money, as long as you have a good business idea, a good investment idea, it's like taking a pail and going to the ocean and just scooping out however much water you need. Hey, CourtneyLSanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online life and business coach, as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things. And in today's video, I want to talk about almost a secret, like a little known belief that most rich people have. In fact, I would say all rich people have. And I got the idea to do this video because I have a content writer that helps me come up with content. We transcribe all of my videos. And she had a question about a particular topic that I was talking about either in a YouTube video or a podcast or something. And so I sent her a voice note back. We use Slack with my team and internal management and all of that. And so I like to communicate with people via voice notes because oftentimes I'm like busy moving, I'm dropping my kids off, at school, whatever. And so it's just easier for me to send a voice note. And I was just kind of riffing on me explaining this concept of money mindset and particularly this belief that we're going to get into in this video that I noticed that a lot of rich people have. And she was like, wow, that was really mind blowing. Like I've never heard anybody explain it this way. So if you're like, girl, tell me the secret because I'm looking to get my finances up. I want to create generational wealth. Like we want to grow this business, right? This is really a belief that you're going to have to master. And so if you want to know what it is, we're going to get into it right now. All right, this is going to sound super simple. And so you're going to have to hang with me through the rest of this video. But very simply, I was telling her that a major difference and a major belief that I've noticed that a lot of rich people have that middle class and poor people do not is simply that money is everywhere. Really, that's how they think. Even if they have money, they're like, it doesn't matter that I have money. Money is everywhere. And I've noticed that a lot of middle class people and then obviously poor people will hold themselves back from opportunities, from investing in things, from going after it because they're like, oh, I don't have the money for it. And that's just the end all be all. Like, oh, I don't have the money. I guess I can't take advantage of this opportunity. And so that's the end of that. I'm just gonna wait until I have the money. But the problem with that, obviously, if you're in the middle class, you're probably working a 9-to-5 job, your income is gonna be limited by what your employer is willing to pay you. However, that I've noticed rich people or middle class people who have since become rich, they have this concept of like money is almost like the ocean, right? And that's how I explained it to my content writer as I was trying to flesh this out for her. Really rich people believe that money is like the ocean. Like there's more money than anyone knows what to do with. And so if you need some money, as long as you have a good business idea, a good investment idea, it's like taking a pail and going to the ocean and just scooping out however much water you need. And I know that sounds crazy and it sounds like, no, this is like some esoteric. Trust me on this. Economically, this is literally how it is. Economically, there are more dollars available for investment than there are investment opportunities. I will say that again. Globally, there are more dollars available for investment than there are investment opportunities. There are people, there are institutions, there are banks with a lot of money, right? People, institutions, banks, whatever. There are sources of money, people who have large amounts of money and they want to invest it and get a return on it because it's their capital and it's not something that they're actively using. And so they're like, wow, if I could put this somewhere and get a return on it, life would be great. However, there's not enough investment opportunities for all the dollars that exist in the world. And so many of these dollars are looking for a new home where they could park and they could essentially get a return on their money. This is why, and people do not understand this, banks are looking to lend money. Banks are looking to give you money. Most people don't believe this, especially because they've had such negative experiences with trying to borrow money from banks for like, maybe you tried to get a car loan or you tried to get a mortgage or something like that. And I saw the difference with this even when I got a loan for my Tesla. I got a loan for my Tesla. I'm actually sitting in my investment property, in my condo, my Airbnb. This more than enough pays for, the loan for the Tesla. So I kind of got the Tesla for free. In fact, I talk about that in detail in this video that you can check out right here. But, the process of getting like a mortgage for the home that I live in, and then the process of getting a loan for this Tesla as a business, because the car is under my business name, was like night and day. It was like they could not wait to give me the money, and Teslas aren't cheap, and they loaned for the whole thing. I didn't put anything down. they loaned me the whole thing. It was just like, oh, we don't even need to see your tax returns, like night and day, because I was receiving this money as a business and not as an individual. And the reason it was night and day is because when you are looking for a loan for a mortgage and you don't have a business, right? It's like, I'm living in this house, it's my primary residence, I don't have a business that's paying for it, I'm just working my 9 to 5 and it's paying them more. The bank is like very skittish because they're like, we know we're investing our money essentially in this person and in this, home that they're living in, and that they're gonna pay us back over time. But that person's income is kind of beholden to the company that they're working for. This is not an asset that's going to be making money. This is an asset essentially that they're gonna be living in. So they're very much on you, like, are we gonna get our money back? Are you gonna pay us? However, when you're coming from a business standpoint, and you have like a business that's actually generating money, the bank can't wait to loan you money because they know that essentially they're investing that money in what you've got going on, and they know that you're going to be able to pay it back because the business is generating, income. And many of the assets that you are asking the bank to invest in are income generating assets, right? So even again, like this investment property, it's income generating. I can rent it out, I can have people stay, long-term, short-term, whatever. This is an income generating asset. And so I'm able to leverage it and use it for a variety of things. And so this is what I'm saying. When you like step into this arena and in this ring, you'll understand that there's actually no shortage of money. The issue is not a shortage of money. The issue is a shortage for most people of either skills or business ideas that can take advantage of that money. So if you're like, oh man, again, I want to build generational wealth, I want to increase, my financial independence, like what am I doing wrong or whatever? Part of the reason that you might be struggling is because you're focusing on the money and not on the skills, not on the business ideas. The money is out there. If you don't believe me, I promise you, there are credit cards right now, business credit cards. And in fact, I have a few videos where I talk about business travel rewards and things. You can check out one that I just did here ahead of my trip to South Africa. But there are business credit cards that will essentially extend you a credit card, extend you a line of credit for a brand new business. I mean, like if you go down to the Secretary of State like today and file your LLC and you're brand new, right? And you don't have a lot of history under your belt, there are still card companies that will extend you a business credit card on that new LLC, even though you don't have a lot of history. And I'm talking like thousands of dollars. I know one that'll extend about $7,500 for a brand new business. And so this is why I often shake my head, because so much of people's financial issues really is just a lack of knowledge. It's not like a lack of ability, right? I know for myself, if I lost everything and somebody took it all away or whatever, I'm pretty confident that I'd be able to get it back because of the knowledge that I have and the knowledge of how the system works and how the economics works and just finances in general, right? Like I know that I know what it takes to start a business. I know what it takes to identify, profitable opportunities and come up with a business idea. And I know how to get money like right away for my business. I know which banks to go to that, lend out for that. I know which credit card company, like this idea of like, oh, I don't have enough money. There's people with money looking for a home to park your dollars, right? Yes, they're gonna charge, interest, but again, the beauty of it is if you have a business and you're working that business, your business is going to generate more than that, and you can, yes, pay them their fee for borrowing their money. That's essentially what interest is, and pay them their money back, and now you're both better off than what you started, right? They loaned you the money, and now you've returned them more money than what they loaned you, so they're happy. And then you're happy because you use that money as capital in order to generate more money than you would have had you not done that. So this is really a mindset that I find that many, many rich people have, regardless of whether they come from money or not. It's almost as if this idea of like, well, why would I use my own money? I'm going to use the bank's money because there's so much money available. But I find that so many people, particularly the middle class, do not understand this, don't go after this, because so much is preached about like, oh my goodness, don't borrow money, don't use credit cards, etc. And all of that is great advice from a consumer standpoint, from like, okay, a 9-to-5 standpoint, right? Because essentially you're kind of on a fixed income, like, okay, what my job pays me unless you get a promotion. But from a business standpoint, there's no reason not to go after opportunities. There's no reason not to make investments. Obviously you have to be prudent, smart, know the investment, know what you're doing. Like you have to have confidence around that and have some knowledge around that. But this is what I said in the video. Most people's issue is not a lack of money. Most people's issue is a lack of knowledge, is a lack of skill set, is a lack of ability to identify opportunities, but money is not the issue. So if you want to know the one belief that, rich people use to make money over and over and over again, is that they understand that money is everywhere. Money is literally like the ocean. Just go get your pail, go into the ocean and get as much money that you need. But the pail, pail is the business idea, the pail is the investment, and most people don't have pails, right? And so that's why they're not able to take advantage of that. So hopefully this was illuminating to you. If you enjoyed this video, you're gonna love my financial freedom formula video. This is a little, chat that I did on this topic not too long ago. You can access the recording right now by clicking the link below in order to download it. All right, thanks so much for watching. If you loved it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you can't wait for my next video, make sure that you are subscribed to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show, on both iTunes and Spotify. And if you can't wait for my next podcast episode or my next YouTube video, make sure that you are following me on Instagram. It's CourtneyLSanders on Instagram. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.